you.
Palo Alto Networks, one of the biggest winners right now in the S&P 500. The cybersecurity software company beating top and bottom line expectations for its quarter and giving strong guidance as well. CEO Nikesh Arora joins us now. First on CNBC. Nikesh, it's great to see you. Welcome.
Nice to see you, Sarah.
You say that this reflects a fundamental market shift for consumers. Explain what you're seeing.
I'm not sure I said consumers, but I think what it would be meant is it reflects a fundamental market shift in the cybersecurity industry. Look, as you can see, there's a tremendous amounts of conversation in every company out there about AI. Everybody's trying to figure out how to not lose the race as AI transforms every piece of technology, whether it is in the large language model space or in every company that is trying to deploy AI to make their employees more productive or make sure their customer interactions are more amazing. So in that context, it is a major shift because there is no macro winter in technology. Everybody's trying to figure out how to solve this problem, and you cannot solve this problem without getting the security parts of it right.
So how does that exactly work as the world shifts into, as the enterprise world shifts more into AI and agentics? What does that mean for their cyber needs? They spend more?
Well, listen, look, in the last 6 months, we are all hearing this narrative that there's going to be more agents than humans running around trying to help you manage your enterprise. And if you believe that agents are going to subsume the number of humans working on things, these agents need to be controlled. They need to be managed in some way, shape, or form. They're going to need access to every critical system that exists in an enterprise. They're going to need access to critical infrastructure. Who's going to make sure that these agents are not going to run rogue? Who's going to make sure that these agents have guardrails? Who's going to make sure that these agents cannot be hijacked by somebody and used in some sort of ransomware attack or some sort of attack to bring your business down? That whole new art of securing these agents, this art of securing AI, is going to become the next bastion in cybersecurity. And that's where we need to get in the forefront, because if we don't solve that problem, our customers are not going to be able to deploy AI successfully.
Can you solve that problem now?
We're trying hard. If anybody can, we can. As you saw, we're trying to buy CyberArk, which is one of the largest identity businesses in the world, and that's going to create an inflection in identity, this whole agentic work, and that's why we're trying to get ahead of the problem and work with CyberArk to see if we can get the solution in place before our customers start deploying agents en masse.
Got it. Everyone always wants to know, all the investors and analysts, about your platformization strategy, I guess, where you the way you sell to customers and sort of consolidate all of the solutions. How much of that is reflected in these numbers, and how much more benefit do you see ahead from this?
Look, we did a fundamental shift in our business about 2 years ago. We said we're solving the wrong problem. We were trying to solve the problem of providing the best solution for a particular problem in cybersecurity. Until we got to the point saying, listen, somebody needs to become the Salesforce of cybersecurity. Somebody needs to become the Workday of cybersecurity, or ServiceNow of cybersecurity. And what that means is we just stop solving problems on a point-by-point basis, but we need to solve the problem at a fundamental platform level. Bring all your data in one place, analyze the cybersecurity problem, and block bad actors from getting into your systems. And that shift in our company 2 years ago resulted in this platformization approach. We're seeing amazing success so far. It's early days. We did our largest number of platformizations in Q4, about 150 of them. But I think, Sarah, what's important is we announced one of our largest deals where our customers spending $50 million a year with us. This is unheard of in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity was made up of customers spending $100 million across 70 vendors and trying to stitch them together themselves. Now you can come to Palo Alto, solve the problem, save money, get a better security outcome, and not have to worry about stitching these things together. So it's actually a big shift in the industry. We think the industry is going to continue down this path, and hopefully we have a lead ahead of most of our competition in this matter.
Early days, you say. So expect more of a bigger impact ahead.
Well, we've set a target of doing about 3,500 of these in the next 5 years, and we're only at 1,500. So we got to do more than we've already done. And we continue to see acceleration, momentum, and customer adoption, and our sales force are gearing up to be able to go out and do that effectively.
You did announce in this release that your founder and CTO is retiring. I'm curious if there are any concerns about the optics of that or customer response to that.
Look, Nir is an amazing guy. He's a legend in cybersecurity. He conceived the next generation firewall. Palo Alto's DNA is about creating next generation products. So he's been very instrumental in our success so far. He's getting itchy. He wants to go ahead and do something more interesting. He's going to continue to be associated with Palo Alto. His name is etched in everything at Palo Alto Networks, and He's going to be a friend and advisor to the company, so he's not going far. And Lee Klarich, who has been there from the early days, is going to step in his shoes and take over the chief technology officer role so that we can continue the vision of that near hat for the company. So it's well managed, well contained, and we wish him tremendous amounts of luck and thank him from the bottom of our heart.
Nikesh, I'm thinking back a few quarters ago, maybe it was last year, where maybe the space was under some pressure. And one of the theories was there hadn't been a lot of high-profile breaches of security that would drive interest in the space. And I wonder at this point, if you think if we were to get one, let's say, would that be positive or negative?
Well, it does draw attention to the matter, and I don't wish a breach to anyone. But there have been many breaches. There are consistently breaches happening on a constant basis. I think the more important part, Carl, the point that's happening is the breaches are getting faster. When I started in this business 7 years ago, you can get away solving a security breach in 2 days or 4 days. Now, the time from attack till exfiltration of data is 25 minutes. So you got to solve the problem in 25 minutes. Right? If you take longer than 25 minutes, your infrastructure is not good enough. And I think one of the things that we're noticing is many of our customers have tremendous amounts of cybersecurity technical debt. And they have to work on replacing their existing infrastructure, which has been around for 15 or 17 years. And I think that's the opportunity for us ahead. So it's not about the breaches, but it's about the pace at which these breaches are progressing. And AI doesn't help the good guys as much as it helps the bad guys, because they have to be right once. We have to be right 100% of the time.
What is the really bad scenario when it comes to AI? You said helping the bad guys. Like what do we have to be worried about?
Well, Sarah, we talk about agents, and I give the example of the best agent out there today that looks like a full-formed agent is a Waymo or a self-driving car. This is an agent that decides when to drive, when to stop, when to brake, where to go. Imagine if that agent got hijacked. My kids are in the car, or the car starts driving at a breakneck speed, or the car takes me where I don't want to go. That's a simple solution. But imagine the worst-case scenario of somebody taking over that agent. Imagine an agent managing all the infrastructure in your building, your heating, your cooling. Imagine agents managing radiation or nuclear plant. You can imagine all the scenarios where you believe AI is going to be very helpful, but in the wrong hands, it can have more disastrous impact than you can have from not having an agent.
That's a disaster. All right. Well, hope you can get working on that. Nikesh, thank you. We appreciate the time today.